It is my privilege to have Dr. Manivanan on as a speaker. He's a founder and managing director of Kaveri Group of Hospitals. The hospitals spread across Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So he will be talking about his experience as a physician and a medical entrepreneur, and look forward to learn from him. So before we go into details, I would like to introduce him. A brief introduction. He did his MBBS from Madras Medical College. He did his MD anesthesiology from BJ Medical College, Pune. He is, I told you, he's a founder and managing director, Kaveri Group of Hospitals across Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. He's a founder of Medicall. I just got to know that whenever we connected first time, he told me that he's running India's largest medical equipment exhibition in India. So he's a founder of Medicall. He's a founder and director of Agile Health, leading ERP solution venture. So apart from that, he is awarded as a Best Doctor Award to 2012 by Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. And he also awarded as a Medical Entrepreneur 2018 by Indian Medical Association. So I'm very privileged to have you on board, sir. We'll look forward to hearing your talk. So
Sure.
the talk structure will be 20 to 25 minutes of talk. He will talk, and then we'll have Q&A followed by that, 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A. Thank you, sir, coming on board.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy that on a Sunday morning you are able to catch up. That shows your interest. And Dr. Das has stopped his card and listening to this lecture. I'm really honored, actually. And so basically, I'm a anesthesiologist and critical care physician from a town called Trichy, which is 300 kilometers south of Chennai, heart of Tamil Nadu. That's where I was born and brought up. Hailed from a middle class family. My father was a government employee, mother was a teacher. And I have an elder brother who's also a doctor. My father is an engineer and worked in the government sector. He was very frustrated. So he motivated me and my brother to do medicine. He said that there is no opportunity to grow in engineering because those days private companies were not there. So he motivated us to do medicine. Of course, I was not interested in medicine. By the time my elder brother and the other cousin was there in medical college, so they forced me to do medicine. That's how I went to Madras Medical College, the premium institution in Tamil Nadu. Then after graduation, I went to Pune to do my post-graduation from BJ Medical College, Sassoon Hospital. I did my anesthesia. Then came back, I got some critical care training in one or two centers, and then came back to Trichy, my native town. I always wanted to settle back in my native town. And one of my colleagues, Dr. Chandra Kumar, who is also an anesthetist, was planning to start a hospital here because he felt that anesthetist is always an insecure job, actually. There's no job security, so he wanted to have that kind of a security. So my brother is a doctor, my cousin brother is a pediatrician, my wife is a gynecologist. So we thought we'll start a small hospital for our family. We started with 30 beds. At the time, the capital we had put was 30 lakhs, actually, in 1999. That's how we started. And over a period of time, both of us were anesthetists. So we identified the gap in the services in my town. Basically, there was no proper hospital or no hospital was giving proper critical care and emergency care. So since both of us were anesthetists, we stayed in the hospital round the clock. Say morning 8 to 8, someone does duty. Our alternate days night duty. We used to stay in the hospital so that every patient was seen by us within 1 or 2 minutes after they arrive, and then we gave a personalized care, cost-effective care, and then and slowly reputation started building up. Within a matter of 3 years, we built 200 beds over the same floors. Same plot. We built 200 beds. And we continue to be the number one hospital in the town over a period of time. I always feel that there are three pillars on which our hospital lies. One is ethical. Since it has been promoted by doctors, entrepreneurs, we always wanted to keep ethics as the number one point. No unwanted investigation, no unwanted medicines, admissions, surgery, nothing in our hospital. We ensured that even today, after getting 1,750 beds, a team of my team member always tracks every admissions, every surgery. whether it is required or not, antibiotics, whatever we see, that is ethical. And we have been always patient centric, actually. Basically, it is kind of a personalized, where because it's a small town, been born and brought up in this place, a lot of friends and relatives were there. So everyone who walked into the hospital were either friend or relative, my parents, colleagues, or something. So personal touch came as a default culture in our organization. The third thing was cost effective, because we all know that private healthcare is not affordable for many people, especially Trichy, my town, is mainly agricultural based population. So we ensured that cost effectiveness was followed right from day one. So the ethical, patient-centric approach and cost effectiveness, these three pillars, we made us to grow significantly. And at that point of time, in Trichy, there was a big hospital, public listed hospital. So even today, you can see KMC Specialty Hospital is there listed in BSE. So it was doing very bad because of wrong administration. And so we acquired the hospital in 2009. So when we acquired it, was a 18 crore acquisition. At that point of time, our turnover was only 15 crores. We acquired a company which is turnover was 15 crores. We acquired a company which is 18 crores. So it was a big jump. So we tried to manage it by personal finances, and the banks were not willing to give loan, and we went into a debt trap actually in 2008 and 9. So at the time, one of our advisor introduced something called private equity funding. And so in 2009, we got investment from Piramal Group. Piramal started a private equity fund. We are the first investment in Piramal Group. At that point of time, former State Bank of India chairman, Mr. A.K. Purwar, was heading the fund. So he became our board of director. He became our independent chairman. And getting a private equity fund and getting senior people on board, finance people, helped us to learn a lot of things, nuances, finances, corporate governance, a lot of things. So with that fund, we moved to Chennai. We built a hospital in Chennai. Chennai was a difficult journey because Chennai was a very competitive market. 2 kilometers from our hospital was Apollo, and 2 kilometers this side was Fortis. But we started in the heart of the city, and I was there for 3-4 years building that hospital. We learned a lot, and thanks to our following the same principles of three pillars: ethics, cost-effective, patient-centered care, we started attracting good clients, local population, middle class. And luckily, we attracted former chief minister because he was a neighbor in that community. So when he became sick, he got admitted. Mr. Karunanidhi got admitted. Then we became very popular throughout the country and state. And from there, we started growing and built hospitals in Salem, Hosur, Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, and then Bangalore. So currently, we have 8 hospitals. We are opening 2 hospitals in the coming year, another 3 in the next 2 years. By 2025, we'll be 2,500 beds. So last year, we completed, our turnover was 1,000 crores with a profit EBITDA of 200 crores of EBITDA. And one thing is, we were during COVID time, our brand became significant, cemented during COVID time, because during COVID, what happens? We all have seen stories where patients have paid a lot of money, even in smaller hospitals, and there were a lot of controversies around hospitals experimenting with patients or charging more. There was no standardization of tariffs. In fact, Tamil Nadu was one of the first few states to introduce COVID tariffs, and we are one of the very few hospitals who followed the COVID tariff. It was at least 30-40% less than what other hospitals were charging. But you will not believe that on that year, 2020 financial year, 2021 financial year, Pan India, all the published results were hospitals. Our hospital had a highest profit margin, 22%. Whereas a lot of other big hospitals, they had only 10 or 11%. They lost a lot of businesses. But we had a very significant operational efficiency that ensures that even at a lower cost, we are able to earn profit, but able to deliver the right kind of treatment to these people. So as a doctor's entrepreneur, what happens? Okay, when the hospital is small, 50 beds or 100 beds is easy to manage. When you are growing in the size and when you are growing into multiple cities, what happens? managing them becomes very difficult. Managing them become very difficult. You have multiple doctors, multiple departments, and we don't know whether the right kind of treatment is done, or purchases, or finances. So many things are there. Because of that, the profit is eroded. A lot of pilferages are there. But instead of arresting those pilferages, what generally people do is they try to increase the tariff, and those things actually erode the confidence of the patients, actually. So what we have done, because of the investors and good financial experts who are part of our board, we implemented very robust operational systems, governance, financial reporting. In fact, always have two big four as auditors. Now Deloitte and KPMG are auditors. Earlier, Grant Thornton, E&Y, all those guys were auditors. And now we have three investors on board, actually. And Piramal has exited. We have one Dr. Velu, another LGT fund, which is from Germany. And now another big company is investing. I cannot say the name. Probably next week or day after, a week after, you'll read it in the papers, actually. So we have three investors on the board, and I am the managing director of the company for the last 4 years. Earlier, my colleague was managing director. He became chairman, and I became on board. What I've learned over a period of time is people, process, and technology are very important in running any organization, especially when it is growing and big, actually. For us, people is very important. We build the people. Most of our units are managed by homegrown talents. Yes, of course, we do take some outside talents, but most of the time, these homegrown talents helps us to implement the culture across the organization. So even today, I sit in my Trichy town and manage all these hospitals. In Trichy town, I have around close to around 50 member team. They call central support team. They report directly to me, not to anyone, any CEOs or something. So these 50 members track close to around 250 parameters: clinical, operational, purchase, finance, quality, so many things across the group. And they report to me directly. And so this way we are able to control the metrics, even though we are 8 or 10 beds, 10 hospital group, actually. I became a NABH assessor in 2007. When I didn't know anything about quality, I became a NABH because one of my friend was working in Manipal, one Dr. Murli, who's a very known person in quality circle. He said, "Hey, Mani, there's something called NABH coming. Why don't you come and attend this program?" I attended this program, and then I became an assessor. I got an opportunity to assess close to 100 hospitals in this country in a period of around 8 years, actually. I stopped assessing after 2016. I became busy with the hospital. So that taught me a lot. I've assisted very big hospitals, and my colleague assessors taught me a lot. They were from big hospitals, quality experts. And now NABH gives around 70 or 80 parameters, rather than we monitor around 150 clinical parameters and operational parameters in our hospital, far beyond what NABH requires, actually. All our hospitals are NABH certified, one or two are entry level, rest are full certified hospitals, actually. So we have got a homegrown quality team. None of them came from outside. We have got a homegrown quality team. We have built them meticulously. So people is very important. The second thing is process, especially when you are growing, when you're a professional managing. And of course, I stopped practicing 12 years back, 2011 onwards. I have not practiced in critical care medicine or anesthesia. So when you're growing into multiple places, multiple people are involved, unless you create a process, it is very difficult for people to follow. Today, we have 5,700 employees, around 700 doctors who are part of this family. So if I want this 5,500 employees to follow certain things, unless I create a process, checklist and other things, it's very difficult to implement the same standards across the group. We have hospitals in tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 town. We have hospitals in Chennai and Bangalore, in tier 2 town like Trichy, and smaller towns like Tirunelveli, where it's very difficult to get people and train people. But these processes helps us to do that. And processes, if it is there manually, it's very difficult to track. So that's where technology plays a major role. Technology is, as I said, I own a healthcare IT company because I was tired. I mean, around 15 years back, I started implementing healthcare IT and became tired with the company. So I created my own company. And now 90% of our processes are all automated, actually. You'll not believe, say, our monthly turnover is somewhere around 80 to 100 crores. First of every month, evening 5 o'clock, I get my P&L and balance sheet, actually. First of every month. So imagine how much it is automated. Every process is automated, linked to the system. No one can do beyond the system. So first of every month, evening 5 o'clock, I get my P&L and balance sheet. So this is what attracts investors to our organization. So technology is very important. Technology means healthcare. What people say, I got 3 Tesla MRI, 256 slice CT scan. That's what technology. As doctors, entrepreneurs, generally they think that I've got a very high-end laparoscopic system, modular operation theater, German operation theater, something. No, that's not technology. That is easily replicable technology. You buy it, anyone who's got money, and he'll buy those technologies, actually. So technology is something different, which I'm talking. A good, robust hospital information system, HR systems, quality systems, and then, for example, even a good CCTV systems, if it is monitored rightly, is a great technology. You can track employee movements or so many things. And of course, we use a lot of other interesting technologies where we have got an innovative checklist. Of course, I've read a lot of books about Atul Gawande. Checklist Manifesto is an interesting book, and started using WHO Safe Surgery Checklist way back from 2008 onwards, and then implemented beautiful automated checklist systems, an app since the last 2 years, and we have developed our own beautiful app. And another interesting thing is we started doing follow-up of patients through a post-discharge tool where we follow up all the post-discharge patients. And of course, we do have appointment systems, call centers, and in fact, we have a very interesting WhatsApp chatbot where the patients can book appointments through a chatbot. So wherever possible, we use technology to connect with the patients, connect with the doctors, connect with vendors, all those things we do. In this way, we engage with the key stakeholders of the business, actually. Every stakeholder in the business is engaged. And because of that, I know I get live feedbacks from vendors, patients, doctors, employees. We get live feedback because that's the way you improve, actually. And also, we have implemented a lot of interesting lean practices in our hospital. That's a very interesting thing, something called the 5S and quality circle, Kaizen, and other things. Because I accidentally went to a workshop. I registered for a workshop in CAI. I don't know what it was. It is about lean management. Then I was the only doctor. The rest of the people are from industries, garment industry, automobile manufacturing industry. I got excited, and I got that particular resource person as my mentor in lean practices. So in the last 10 years, we have implemented a lot of lean tools, and that's a different topic. I can talk a lot about it. And so that helped us in engaging our employees. A lot of employees give suggestions. Today, every unit, every department run their quality circles where they identify a problem, and every 3 months they create lean tools, and then they identify the root cause analysis and find the solution, and they themselves find solutions, so that it is not a centrally driven organization. It's from a bottoms up approach. Earlier it was a top down approach. Now it is a bottoms up approach. When you have 5,500 employees, it's very difficult to push things from top, whereas when it comes from within the organization, within the employees. So when it comes from bottom, then it is a sustainable organization. So I'll tell last one thing, and then we'll close the talk. Say one thing is we have to understand that healthcare is changing. 20 years back or 30 years back, things were different, where it was a single doctor run business. Actually, I'll call it as a business. Business is not a bad word. Profit is not a bad word. If you don't make profit, you cannot repay the bank. We are not Vijay Mallayas or the big guys. We cannot run away, actually. We have to pay the banks or my investors, other things. So if you run that business properly and make profit, then you create a bigger impact on the community. So earlier it was small hospitals, small clinics, but unfortunately, because of the lifestyle changes or disease patterns or diagnostic tools which we got, or patients' expectations, we need to build the bigger hospitals which offers emergency care, cardiac care, diagnostic tools, or so many things. To build 100-bedded hospital in a tier 2 town like Trichy, it cost us 100 crores actually, including land, building, and other things. So we need to ensure that earlier doctor was the single person in that. Today, doctor alone cannot lead an organization. If we want to build a bigger, if you have a smaller clinics, fine, we can do very well. But we are the best people to run hospital. I understand because I came out of my practice and started running the hospital. But we need to ensure that if you're a practicing clinician and also running a hospital, you should ensure that you need to have 3, 4 important people in your organization. A good HR, a human resource, because he's the one who's going to bring in good talent and retain good talent. A good finance guy. Tell me how many of you pay a decent amount to our auditors? We pay very meager amount actually. That's very sad. And we need to pay them high because they are the one who will tell us tax planning or so many things. Similarly, for hospitals, you need a good finance guy. Select a good group of auditors, give it to them. They will pay them good fees. Naturally, they will be loyal to you. They will show you, identify. We have got all the auditors or big fours. We pay somewhere around 40, 50 lakhs in a year, actually. But they identify a lot of small errors or mistakes or revenue leakages. They earn at least 5 times what we are paying them. That's a return on investment on these auditors. So you need a good finance guy and try to implement technology, whichever technology is available in your surrounding community. Because developing your own technology is not possible. We started developing 5 years back when we became a big organ. I have a 60-member IT team in our hospital, so I can do a lot of things. But small hospitals need to buy off-the-shelf products and implement it. So if you have a good people and a good technology, then as a doctor's entrepreneur, you can build your organization actually. And I feel the next 20 years, it's really amazing time. It's very interesting of I've seen COVID. Imagine how many of your doctors have seen COVID. It's once in a lifetime experience. Next 20 years is going to be very booming for healthcare in India. Of course, pan across the world, but in India, it's going to be booming. One thing is COVID has taught everyone about the value of health. In fact, we started seeing a lot of walk-ins, and our insurance payer patients have doubled after COVID, actually. So insurance penetration is going to be there. And governments have realized that whoever invests in health, they will win. In fact, I can proudly say Tamil Nadu is a pioneer. Say, last 20 years, any government, they are maybe doing all the bad things in other departments, but health, they have invested a lot, actually. You'll not believe the hospital in my town, the government hospital, has got a 3 Tesla MRI, 256 slice CT scan, electronic medical records, digital mammography, and everything, PAC system, reporting, centralized government hospital in my town. It has got around 12 postgraduate degrees, where around 100 postgraduates come out of that hospital. So government is investing in healthcare, and private healthcare will definitely flourish in the next 20 years. And to say a brief about my other 2 organizations, Medicall is an exhibition I started in 2006 in Chennai because I found a great difficulty in buying equipment. So I was in charge of purchase last 20 years in my organization, pharmacy purchase and medical equipment. I always felt that the guys have cheated me. And so I went to an international exhibition. I said, why not start one? And started on a very small level, and it became very big. Today we do, and Srivasan, my colleague in that exhibition, is there, part of this talk. So basically now we do 5 shows in a year: Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Hyderabad. The Hyderabad show is next month. In that show, on an average, around in a year, 75,000 hospital owners visit our shows, actually. And we have very interesting seminars during the show. And as Gaurav has put, what the medical college failed, and our theme of the seminars is everything they fail to teach you at medical college is the theme. We talk about finance, we talk about digital marketing, HR, technology, you name it. This time in Medical Hyderabad, we are talking about mistakes masters made. We invite the hospital owners who made mistakes, and they are going to talk about what mistake I made as an entrepreneur, actually. So such kind of interesting topics we do. And that is one thing. And second thing is about Agile Health, which is my new baby. Last 5 years, we have been doing that healthcare IT program. And it's very difficult to convince doctors to pay for IT companies. But we are doing a lot of interesting works in that space. We have developed a digital ICU, cost-effective digital ICU checklist, or so many other interesting things we have done that probably next 2-3 years, there will be a lot of traction for that company also. So this is about brief my journey and the companies where I'm actively playing a role.
Thank you, Dr. Mani, for wonderful insights. So we'll open the floor for questions. If anybody has questions, can unmute and ask questions.
Yeah, this is Dr. Hetal Shah from Ahmedabad, cardiac anesthetist.
Yeah.
I just want to understand from sir. I mean, I feel very proud that an anesthetist owns a hospital, runs a hospital, and now a lot of hospitals has a CEO or any top management anesthetist. I mean, what makes an anesthetist to go into the administrative, and why they are the super duper administrators? I mean, what is that those qualities of an anesthesiologist? Because I want to grab those.
So you are an anesthetist, am I right?
Pardon, sir?
Are you an anesthetist?
Yeah, I'm a cardiac anesthetist. I work with
Narayan. Oh, good. Great. In fact, I've given 2-3 talks in the last 10 years in anesthesia conference, national and state conferences, why anesthetists should become entrepreneurs. Okay. See, anesthetists always feel that the insecure feeling is there. Today they are calling me, after that they will send me out. That kind of insecurity feeling, they always feel that we are back-end players, front end is taken by, I don't get recognitions for the work I do, and all those things. So one is security, the second is recognition. And the third thing is, I always say that we are the best people to manage hospitals, because a physician sits in the OPD for seeing 30-40 patients. A surgeon operates somewhere. Gaurav, if he goes for liver transplant, he is done. Actually, 10 hours is gone, or 1 day, 2 days gone. Whereas for anesthesia, it is easy. We used to do a lot of plastic surgery or lower limb surgery, trauma. I used to put an epidural. We do a lot of reimplantation work, microsurgery work in the hospital those days. I used to put an epidural, and then for 10 hours, I'll just sit in the hospital, get the laptop, do all those things, research or new projects, everything I used to do, even when I was practicing. Okay. So anesthetists got time to do all those things. The second thing is, anesthetists are good at managing ER, theater, and ICU. These three areas are very critical in a hospital, because that's where you can get revenue. That's where you can earn good name. That's where the hospital names are spoiled if you don't do that. So they manage these critical departments. So that's why they are very good at it. They got time to do it, actually. And of course, they've got the fire in the belly to get recognition, come to the front. And so anesthetists, of course, then anyone can manage a hospital. But I motivate anesthetists to start a hospital or manage a hospital. You not start a hospital, start managing your hospital. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks. So I think it's a lack of opportunity or the recognition, because we are most of the time behind the curtain. So we want to come on the front face, and plus the training which we have makes us probably leader.
Oh, see, I hardly got any training. We just jumped into the sea and learned swimming. Okay. Of course, today the tool is there. Today, a lot of opportunities are there to learn. Point number one. Point number two is, you create opportunities. I think you need to create opportunities within your organization. You need not build immediately. Within your organization, you take responsibility in managing your OT and ICU, so that your hospital owner will help you to give a higher this thing. In fact, I was in IIM Ahmedabad 3 times in the last 8 months. I spoke about digital transformation to a different set of audience. In fact, I was supposed to address a cardiologist conference on how to become an entrepreneur in IIM, but the conference was not there. So, see, today IIM Ahmedabad, there's a lot of executive development programs are there in IIMs, or so many BITS Pilani, or so many things are there. We'll be able to learn that sitting and while practicing itself.
My name is Dr. Siddharth Shah. I'm also from Ahmedabad, a physician, and also managing 2 hospitals, small healthcare hospital. One is 65 bedded and another is 50 bedded. The right now and initial my like 7-8 years was a practicing physician in multiple hospitals in my area. Afterwards, I started my own 2 hospitals since last 2 years. Right now, 1.5 years, I am facing a problem for like whatever the things I learned in various management programs and various lectures, but I am not able to implement like you have said that 99% of your work is through technology. It is in an autonomous mode. But I am not able to find out good like technology support or good products. Where can I get? Right now, I am using means like WhatsApp for all OPD. I'm not able to purchase a chatbot or like, so I am using WhatsApp for OPD management. I am using, so is there anything like that can help small healthcare setups for to implement technology in a day-to-day our practice? And that is the thing. Without technology, I am not able to do autonomous. I am not able to take my hospital to autonomous mode. So
how big is
these
your
all are
hospital,
for-
Dr. Siddharth?
these all things are for corporates. 100 by 200. So what is for small healthcare setups?
How big is your hospital?
One hospital is 65 bedded, and another hospital is 50 bedded. Two hospitals in East Ahmedabad, a multi-specialty
Yeah.
hospital, but core focus in primary specialties, medicine, surgery, ortho. These three are the basic, and we're doing multi-specialty work with
Okay,
around
fine.
around 8 consultants, 6 to 8 consultants.
Done. Very good. So two things. One thing is, I'm not telling that my hospital is running automatically. I'm saying that 90% of processes I'm able to track through technology. Okay, you can't run it all. I'm able to track it, but I put around 10 years of effort into that. Okay, to
I know
build these
that, I know.
systems. Point number one. Point number two is technology is for corporate. That mindset, just leave it. See, everyone talks and generally corporate is a bad word in this country. Okay, no, corporate is not a bad word. A corporate invests money, finds a return on investment, gets it in an ethical way. The same thing, we should have a corporate mindset. We may be a small hospital, we should have a corporate mindset. So technology, invest in technology. There are a lot of companies in Ahmedabad still doing softwares, cloud-based softwares, subscription. You can pay 10,000 or 15,000 per month, and then start running it. Actually, slowly, first you have to collect data from the patients, and then only you can run all these analytics and other things. But I find that doctors, in fact, when I started my own IT company, my team started selling to doctors. They say that I went to a hospital. I went to a hospital. Yeah, that's what I'll tell an example. Doctor, this guy called from there. I said, doctor, you send me to a friend who's running a hospital. So I said 15,000 rupees per month. He's negotiating for 13,000 rupees. I said, okay, give it. He said, doctor, I cannot digest. This guy comes in the latest Mercedes car, actually. Okay, the EMI for Mercedes car is so high, and he doesn't want to pay 2,000 rupees extra. So this is the mindset, actually. So you have a corporate, invest in technology. That's what we think that technology means 56 slice or 128 slice CT scan.
No.
You calculate on ROI. My investment in technology, these kind of ERP systems have given return within 1 or 2 years. Whereas we haven't got back money with MRI and CT scan.
Perfect.
So you invest in technology. A lot of companies are there. In Ahmedabad, based companies are there. You need not go out anywhere. Yeah.
And second point is, sir, you have told that just today we got to know that 22% EBITDA is a very good thing, or 18 to 22% EBITDA is a very good thing for a like healthcare owner. As a consultant, when we do practice also and also managing a multi-specialty hospital, we actually don't know how to calculate what is EBITDA in my hospital, what is earning I am going to earn as a consultant or as a management owner. That is just we are earning good, but we are not like dividing it. How much I have earned as my consultant job, or how I'm earned as a hospital owner.
Okay, so Siddharth, tell me, you're a undergraduate or postgraduate degree holder?
I am MD Medicine, consultant physician and diabetologist. I am really seeing OPDs also, indoor work also, and also looking for my admin work also. Other specialty.
Okay. 8.5 years you have studied medicine and MD. Tell me, was there any single chapter on healthcare finances? No. Unfortunately, our curriculum doesn't teach. So what we should do is, we should employ someone who is knowledgeable in that. I mean, a regular auditor could do it. You have a regular, as I said, pay for the auditor well. A regular auditor could get you know what is your cash flow, what is your debt equity ratio. Those things are very important. So if you pay them well, then they will guide you actually. Okay. And they will calculate your EBITDA. And another thing is, I'll tell, since 2002, our hospital didn't pay cash to anyone. We were paying by check. Okay. When the demonetization was announced, our hospital doctors were the only happy doctors because they didn't have any cash to declare. So that's a very important thing. When you're an entrepreneur, please, people talk about patriotism. I said, please, patriotism is paying taxes. Okay.
Definitely.
Once you do that, once you do that, all your revenues are tracked. Then you will know that where pilferages are there. Then you will be able to do analytics and all those things. What happens to earn a little bit of cash or something? We are not tracking a lot of patients. I see this in most of the hospitals. They said if you start doing registration and billing, then everything will become taxable. Yes, there's no other way now. Please do it. Then you will be able to track these patients well.
For my CA, means when I sit with my CA, he is in his balance sheet just making a inflow, outflow, and profit and loss. But they are not doing routinely hospital work. I don't know why, but they are not giving me.
I'll do one thing.
What are the questions I should ask him? Give me reporting these words. That is the issue we are facing. Definitely, the CA is also graduated CA, but they are giving me reports in this format, not like a format what you are talking about.
Oh no! See, basically, I'll tell you one thing. We ran a course on healthcare finances. It's a hybrid course, online and offline. But offline courses, I mean, we did it before COVID. After that, we have not running actually. And Srivatsan, my colleague who's here, was the one who pioneered it. So we'll soon start it, and then we'll do an online program where we call in hospital CFOs or other non-medical persons who come and talk about, from banking people, all those things. We did a 5 months course. It's an amazing course. So we'll do that. Siddharth, and definitely we'll take that initiative. Since you have asked, we'll do that. Thanks for initiating it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Bhargav, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes,
sir. Now we are able to hear. Yes, that's sir.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Manivannan. That was a fantastic and inspiring talk. And your entrepreneurship is something really worth looking up to. Whilst all doctors cannot be entrepreneurs, but they can definitely play a much bigger role than they already do. I'm an anesthesiologist. I think I met you also at the Ganga Hospital.
Yes, sir. I got trained there also.
So I have been the head of the department of Apollo Multi-Speciality Hospital, Kolkata, anesthesia department. Okay. And since long back, we started this international audit program known as the Joint Commission. Just like NABH, Joint Commission is an international audit. And during that time, I had to step up my role. Not only do I do my clinical work, but I had to function as the Chief of Operating Room Services, which included quality control. I know JCI standards are pretty stringent, and I had to kind of look after all the standards, starting from emergency to ICU to operating room, that everything functions like a clockwork, like flights taking up, taking down. So, and that has given me a very large perspective of how to manage an operating room. And an operating room is also an admin, very much an admin thing. Yeah. So, determining everything goes smoothly. And technology, as far as it is concerned, I think the Apollo's infrastructure has provided us with the requisite software and the requisite manpower required as far as HR is concerned. But hats off to you, sir. It's not in everyone to take on such a huge number of hospital projects and to make it successful. I really feel proud to have
known you and seen you talking.
100%.
So
It's a basically a team, sir.
yeah.
We have around fellow promoters 4-5 people. Everyone takes care of
Yeah.
one department, one region like that. So I mean, as a single
Yeah.
person, I cannot do that. So we are a team of people, all
Right.
doctors,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
then that's how we have
uh,
taken the responsibility.
of course, it is a teamwork, but someone has to take the leadership,
Thank you, sir.
and this is wonderful, wonderful. Very proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Bhargav, go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thanks for the talk. It was a
Yeah.
really nice talk. So I have two questions. One is, now you've seen a lot of these online platforms coming up, and having online clinics and online consultations and things like that. I agree with when people say that everything can't be sorted out online. But where do you think its role is, and what do you think has been the trend since the time COVID has started? Obviously, there was an uprising during COVID, but after COVID, things seem to have kind of settled down. Where do you think it is going in the future? What's your opinion?
So if you see that the pioneers in telemedicine is Apollo hospitals. They started Apollo telemedicine in the way back in 2003 itself, 2003 and 4. The main doctor who's in charge of that, he's a good friend of mine. I've listened to many of his lectures actually. See, we created our own app way back in 2015. But there was very few takers, so we didn't develop that in a significant way. So during COVID, suddenly we revamped that app, and then we started doing it on any given day. We were doing around 50 to 60 consultations in that app actually. Then what happened? Say Apollo did extremely well with Apollo Dial 24/7, and I think 24/7 that one has picked up very well. A lot of other companies have also come. But post-COVID, what happened? There was a significant drop. One thing is why during COVID it became well is government relaxed the norms for telemedicine. Earlier, they were very rigid. There were a lot of medical legal cases because of that. And so that's why they relaxed it. Once they relaxed it, a lot of technology players have come and the traction is there. Definitely telemedicine or teleconsultation is going to be there. It will be a good supplement to your practice. And say, suppose you are a surgeon, so the first encounter with the patient can be physical. The follow-up can be done through teleconsultation. The patients need not travel such a far distance. They can upload the reports and you can see that and give the medicine or modify the medicine, ask them to come later. So telemedicine or teleconsultation is a good supplement to your practice. There are a lot of platforms which are offering now, very nominal cost to the doctor. I think all of you should be part of that platforms and improve your practice actually. And some people, for example, dermatologists or psychiatrists or other people have completely gone back. I mean, a few of my known doctors who have then on the family way, they started taking full 100% work from home and they have done extremely well. They have done extremely well.
Sure, sir. The second question I have is, especially as a medical practitioner or any medical practitioner or surgeon especially, now we have a system where if somebody is interested in his entrepreneurship journey or doing something for himself, it is considered as a negative thing because they've taken time off from their medical practice. I mean, sometimes it's, because you've been in this field for such a long time, you would definitely know how hard it is to maintain both the medical practice and also doing something else of their own interest, right? So how do you think this can be addressed? Because that is definitely, it's not like the doctor is sitting at home and not doing anything, right? So this has some value to his clinical practice. At the end of it, everyone is a salesperson, right? All of us sell something to somebody else, right? So how do you think this can be addressed, and what do you think? Is there anything that the governments are doing or any associations that are working on this?
The whole world have now been kind to people, innovators actually. Okay. The world has been never kind enough for innovators. At least thankfully now a lot of people are supporting startups. Earlier the world was not kind to innovators. The second thing is, I can tell my own family example. My wife's family had some bad entrepreneurs. They lost a lot of money. Okay. She told her dad that, say, look, I don't want to marry any businessman. He asked, okay, doctor is okay or what? She said, yeah, doctor is okay. because she thought doctors don't do businesses, they practice medicine. So got married and she said, you cheated me. I said, I didn't cheat you. When I married you, I was a doctor. Then I evolved as an entrepreneur and businessman. So, see, our community has been tuned like that, actually. Say, a doctor is one who has to practice that noble profession. They should not think about money, or they should not do any other business. That's a kind of a mindset which the society has got. But it's very difficult to change. It may take a longer time. But see, there are a lot of risks in the entrepreneurship. You may lose all the money also, but it's like the delivery actually, delivery pain, labor pain. So you ask the mother before delivery, she said, I'm going to kick the guy who made me pregnant. But after delivery, after a few months' time or a few years' time, you see the same lady coming for second delivery because you have seen that baby, your creation. You feel happy with that creation. You would like to do more. Okay, now I can endure that pain. That's what I compare the entrepreneurship with the labor pain.
Yeah.
It's worth that effort and worth the pain.
Why I'm saying that is because if you see in India and even in the outside India, a lot of these medicine related startups or whatever are mostly done by non-medicals, because as medical practitioners we're always scared that taking time off is going to be something that is going to be detrimental to our careers, right? And as a senior person or senior member of the community, to everyone actually, I think this should be driven into the associations who kind of can voice this opinion that it's not a bad thing to take some time off for people. Right?
One thing is, as you said, startups have been non-medical people for a simple reason that most of these startups are tech startups. So when it is technology startups, the doctors are not used to it. But now the younger doctors are all used to technology, and I see a lot of startups where the doctor is partnered with the technology guy. So CTO and CEO, CMOs. So the doctor is part of the team, actually. It's not possible for us to be completely into technology and start a tech company, but we can partner with people and then do it. Definitely.
Yeah,
so we encourage doctors, entrepreneurs through my exhibition or whatever talks I do. I encourage doctors or clinicians to take up entrepreneurship because I don't want non-medical people to take over this business actually. So India needs doctor entrepreneurs who can focus on ethics and cost and reach out to smaller towns. The corporates will not do that. Non-medical corporates will not go to the smaller towns, but we need to do that. So that's why I encourage, motivate doctors to take up this entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and I think it's time that the associations really think about it because there is no dearth for associations in India. There's so many.
If no association is taking care, okay, fine. Site clinic can be the association who take lead. Actually, don't think that IMA will do everything or IMA will solve. No problem. Such site clinics can definitely do a lot of work.
Thank you, sir.
Take it forward, sir. Go ahead, Isha. You can ask questions.
Hi, sir. This is Isha. I just completed my third year yesterday. What would your advice be to someone who is still in medical school? I have always had divergent ideas. I'm more interested since school also in the administrative startup. It is something that I've had a good grasp over. So I like medical sciences. That's why I'm into MBBS, but I want to do something along with it. How do I nurture that? And I'm still in the school, so what should I do in the next 2 years to build up to that?
Yeah. So Isha, medicine is a very serious business. Okay. When you're in medicine, 90% of time you have to spend learning clinical medicine. Bedside medicine, you will never get an opportunity to learn after this. Okay. So you spend your time in bedside, clinical medicine. But that's the best asset you can have. Actually, I'll tell you, that's the best asset you can have. When whatever medicine or MD I learned, and after that I practiced critical care and anesthesia. Today, none of these guys can cheat me. I say that I know that, hey, look, this patient, you don't require a CT scan, you have done it. I know that actually. Okay. So you'll be the great administrator if you know medicine well. Okay. The second thing is, yes, it's like, say you can take some additional learnings actually. So a lot of online tools are there. When you are doing medicine in which college, Isha?
I'm in Bangalore, sir, Ramaya Medical College.
Oh, Bangalore, Ramaya. Very good. Okay. Auditor Ramaya Hospital as an NABH assessor, actually. Okay,
Yes.
MS Ramaya. So, as Dr. Das said, he learned a lot from being an assessor, NABH assessor. I also learned a lot of being. So, you can, in MS Ramaya has got a very good quality department. Go to them. Actually, MS Ramaya has got a good research laboratory. I've seen that lab actually.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you go to them. Yeah, you go to them. Say you go to the quality department and say that what I can learn in quality. Quality could be your first step in this alternate career. Actually, you can learn a lot about data analytics, collation of data, statistical analysis, root cause analysis. Those things, quality tools will teach you. Okay, those things you can nurture. If some third-year student comes and asks the quality department, I want to learn, they'll be more than willing to teach you.
Okay.
That could be your first step. And of course, you have a lot of tech companies, mid-tech companies there in Bangalore. So when you are in a summer vacation or something, you just go to them, unpaid internship, do some unpaid internship. Because this is a time to explore. Don't fix your mind on some fixed thing. You do multiple things. After you finish your post-graduation, you'll know how to go, actually. Okay, learn multiple things. And there are a lot of executive MBAs are there, but they require an undergraduate degree. But a lot of online resources are there, which you can learn and start implementing in your student life itself, actually. I would say more than one thing. I'll say that, okay, you can take, do you have a class leadership or something? Elections are there in your college?
I am in leadership position in student organizations, sir, and not in my
And that's a big learning. I actually contested for student council, lost twice, third time I won. Okay, I learned managing that to begin with, all the politics and so many things. I learned marketing. I know how to cajole these guys, manage these guys, and probably those things helped me here.
Yeah. And there in student organizations like AMSA and MSA, I am holding leadership positions in them. So
Good.
It's good.
Don't do anything else. Isha, go to the ward, learn medicine now.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think we'll close the session. Thank you, Dr. Mani, for
Thank you.
insightful sessions and good question answer. I think we'll take this thing forward, as a lot of people have already asked, like, what a doctor can do beside clinical medicine. So
Yeah.
I think we'll explore those areas. We'll get more people on board and talk about this things beside medicine. Like, it's not going to be a bedside clinic, but it's going to be a side clinic. So it is get a lot more people like you to just give an insight that beside clinical medicine, we can do a lot of other things. We can be a part of healthcare, and I do feel that as a medical practitioner, you can be as you already told that you can be a very good administrator. You can be a very good medical advisor for a startup. You can be be a good assessor. There are a lot of multiple ways you can be a part of other things. So the idea, whole idea is here to incite with this young physicians and surgeons to have alternative mindset, that there are other things you can do in a very effective way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I'll
Gaurav.
let more of such sessions later on.